really going to be fucking up the process of making podcasts and entertaining my audience because, yes, this is my first podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Harsh Turkar Podcast, and you are listening to the first podcast of Harsh Turkar Podcast. Yes, this is the name of my podcast, and this is my podcast, and I'm super excited. I'm really excited for this episode because this is going to be the first episode of Harsh Turkar Podcast, which is a wonderful show on internet. Yeah, I'm going to make this show really unpredictable show for you guys and the most curious show on YouTube. Yeah, the most curious podcast of India. Yeah, I'm saying this because I know there are a lot of, best podcasts out there on internet. Like Ranveer Labadia has the Ranveer Show, On Purpose with Jay Shetty, Figuring Out with Raj Sharmani. So what I wanted to tell you is that I'm not, doing this for the first time. I'm not saying this for the first time that this is my first podcast. Yes, this is not my first podcast. Actually, it is, but it is not because I'm publishing it for the first time. Before this, I've recorded a lot of different podcasts, a lot of different episodes of my podcast, and one time I actually uploaded that on my Spotify account. Yeah, my Spotify podcast account. I uploaded 2 episodes of my podcast there, but they didn't work so well. And so what I'm doing right now is that I am creating a show. Yes, I did those podcast episodes just for fun. Yeah, I'm doing this one is for fun also. But what my intention, what my, beliefs is for making this one is because I want to explore the mind of people. I really wanted to go deep into the mind of, humans. I'm really curious to know how this world works and how people think. Like, we all have something. What I believe is that we all humans have ability to think something different because we all are different. And I think that we all have something inside ourselves that we can share with the world. And that's what I wanted to do in this show. I will go deep into the mind of people whom I'm going to invite to this podcast, to this show. Yeah, I'm going to invite a lot of different peoples related to different categories. Categories means different industries like YouTube industry, like traveling industry, like entrepreneur industry, means business industry and teaching industry and a lot of different industry. I'm going to make a lot of different podcasts in the future, but what I'm doing right now is that this is just an introductory podcast for you guys because I am so, I cannot express my feelings right now because it is kind of thing which is like dream comes true. I really wanted to do this kind of thing like podcasting from a long time. I invested my 2 years just learning this thing. Now come to the second thing. What is the second thing? Means why I started this podcast. This podcast is just for myself. Not for just myself, but for all the people who are related to me who really wanted to learn something from internet because I learned so many things from internet and internet has huge amount of, I can say, vast information. So this is my first podcast. I don't know what I'm speaking right now and how I speak, but this is what I wanted to tell you, and this is just an introduction of my podcast. And yeah, this is just beginning, and that is why I'm not so much clear what I'm speaking, what I'm doing. I'm just doing whatever I'm feeling like, and I'm just doing it. That's the whole thing. I am really going to be fucking up the process of making podcasts and entertaining my audience because I'm a crazy person, and I do things what I wanted to do, and I don't care about I just do it, and I love doing it. So, if you like this podcast, please give it a like and consider following me on Spotify and other podcast streaming platforms, and give me a subscribe too. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.